So, gentlemen, let's continue with vendor postings. Vendor postings. So, let's see some certain thing that we might face in the course of real projects, and let's demonstrate one or two about it. Vendor postings. So, FBCT, what we use in vendor postings, right? If you want to, and there are other ways to post entries into the system. You can use F.02, you can use FB01. F.02 and FB01 allows and takes all general postings. So FB60 is specific. Let me just go to F.02. F.02, you can see you can use posting key for F.02. You can use posting key for F.02 to post different kind of thing. To post transaction on, if you want to post to vendor in F.02, you use 31 posting key. Use 31 posting key. You can see credit to invoice. So, but I'm not demonstrating this today now. I'm just trying to let you know that we can post entries into in various ways. So let's continue with our vendor postings here. So FB60 is what we use in vendor posting. But let me also show you the part to get to, if you should, in case you forget your the transaction code. So you come to financial accounting, because that's what concerns you here. You come to accounts payable, yeah, because vendor postings and everything falls under accounts payable. You can see document entry, FB60 invoicing, F-43 invoice general, FB65 credit memo, and all that and all that and all that. So we'll just use FB60. Click on it. So look at the error that is coming up right now. So company code not assigned to country, or country not assigned to calculation procedure. So it's telling you that there's an error. So if you can go inside and see the details of the error. You can go inside to see the details of the error, and let's see. So you can see this is the error. Company code not assigned to country, or country not assigned to company code, the calculation procedure rather. So an error code when checking task code, either the assignment. So look at an error. They are going to see an error code when checking the task code, either the assignment of company code and country, or country and calculation procedure is not correct. So what do we do? Yeah, you can click on this and it redirect you redirect you to the path to fix the error. And sometimes the error will not give you that kind of opportunity. So what do we do? What's bringing this error? So let's go back to SPRO. Let's go to SPRO. You know, SPRO is like this. Then you click on SAP reference IMG, right? So then you come to financial accounting. Then you go to financial accounting global settings. So what is causing this error is that country. If you see, it said country. It's a country not assigned. No, let me go back here so that you see the error. You say country not assigned to calculation procedure. What is calculation procedure and what is country? Country is simply your country, Nigeria, the USA, Dubai, Qatar, and all that. These are countries here. So in every country has what we call tax procedures. Every country has what we call tax procedures. How are taxes done in this country? In Nigeria, as the case could be, in Nigeria we have what we call VAT, and we have what we call withholding tax. There are various taxes in Nigeria. There are various taxes in Nigeria. I don't want to go deep in that, but I want to restrict it to just these two. That's VAT and withholding tax. VAT is a value added tax. That value added tax. That's what it means. VAT, value added tax. It is subjected to goods and services. Anything goods and services. That's what that value added tax is subjected to. Why withholding tax is, that is WHT, withholding tax. Withholding tax is a special tax, and if the company you are selling to deduct your withholding tax, it will be used as a tax credit at the point when you are filing your taxes at the end of the year to the FIRS, that's Federal Inland Revenue Services, and so you use it to net off your corporate income tax. So I don't want to go deep in those taxes and understanding of taxes, because taxation is a different ballgame in its own, and so understanding it before setting up the system would be essential. But obviously, at the point of data gathering, the business would have given you how, what have you, so you can configure their system properly. So, but this error is pointing to you that you have not, you are using Nigeria. We are in Nigeria right now, and it expects that Nigeria as a country has been assigned to a tax procedure. That's just what it means. Nigeria as a country must be assigned to a tax procedure before you can actualize this invoice postings. So just click cancel, and then so we'll go ahead. So let's just go ahead. So uh, So the first thing we do, you see, when you come to financial accounting, and you come to financial accounting global setting, what you will now come, you come to this tax on sales and purchases. So when you are buying, there is tax on it. When you are selling, there is also tax. Right? That's what it means. Tax on sales and purchases. So you come to basic setting. The first thing you come to is basic setting. What are the things under the basic settings? You have what we call calculation procedure. So this is the calculation procedure the error was pointing. He said, and country not assigned to calculation procedure, or calculation procedure not assigned to country. That's what it means. Now, this assignment assign country region to calculation procedure. So we'll go ahead now and look at the country and calculation procedure. Now, do we have country? Yes, country has been defined. Is a default setting by SAP. SAP already has a country. Nigeria is the country NG. So click on NG and you see Nigeria. But what's our calculation procedure? So let's go. Have we defined one? We have not. But let's assume, let's just go inside and see for ourselves. So we don't have a tax calculation procedure for Nigeria. So we'll go ahead and do and create one. We'll go ahead and create one. So let's go back. Let's go back. So this is where to create a calculation procedure. So you click here and you click on define procedure. You come to this place and you define one. So you just click on new entry, you click on new entry and click on tax ng. You can use tax ng or you say tax, let's put it as tax ng and say tax procedure for Nigeria, tax procedure for Nigeria, yeah, and click enter. You click enter, you save it, save it. So just save. So we have saved. So you can copy the tax procedure now and go ahead and assign to the country, right? You go back. You just go back. Just go back. So assign country region to calculation procedure, right? So you now look for Nigeria and assign that. Click enter and click on procedure. You save it. Click enter because we have created it and it's seeing it. We can even go inside and find Control F and say tax ng. You will see it. You can see it, tax procedure for Nigeria, right? So you can only select and save. You can save it now, right? So we have saved it now. So we are fine now. So we can go back to FB60 again and check. As you can see, the error is not coming up again because we have fixed the error. Tax procedure not assigned to country. It's straightforward. Tax procedure not assigned to country or country not assigned to tax procedure. That's just what it means. And we've been able to assign that and we are fine. So now, without further ado, let's check some taxes. Now, we've not been able to do any taxes here, as you can see. We've not been able to create taxes here, so we should create one. So let's, like I was saying there, the what they call the taxes, you can see it's not showing. And for every invoicing, you have taxes. If you go to shop right now, or you go to any what they call it, any outlet or shopping, what they call it, if you buy some item, on it there will be a VAT on it. So that VAT you are seeing on it, it's called input VAT here. So that input VAT is being collected or collated by the supplier or the vendor, and at the end of the month they remit it to the government, and every month they remit it to the government. I think it's the due date for remittances is probably maybe 20 or 25, as the case could be. I'm not really in touch with the regulation of government on that any longer for now. So it's called input VAT, and so we need to have input VAT and output VAT. So output VAT is the VAT at the point of sales, like at the point of sales, while input VAT is the VAT at the point of purchase. So that is clear there. So we are done with that. We have fixed that error. So let's go ahead and create some taxes. Let's go ahead and create some taxes in the system. So so we have our tax procedure, which is assigned to calculation procedure to country. So so let's quickly go to now. What are the things that is required on this environment here? So let's go back to check calculation procedure. So you see, we have three things here. We have defined procedure, we have defined condition type, and we have access sequences. Yeah. So first, this is the defined procedure which we just did here. We just created a procedure which is tax ng, tax ng. This is what we just created. Nothing much on this. We just define it and that's all. But how do we, these taxes, you just need to be very careful and let's look at it carefully. Now, define condition type. What is condition type? Let's go inside and see what we mean condition type. So these are the various condition types that have been defined in the system. So some come by default in the system. Well, let's look at one or two. BSB, I guess. Now, the BSB, this is base amount. This has been defined by the system. The system already has this by default. BSB, you will see it on every system. BSB, base amount. So our taxes will be subject to, will be a function of this base amount. So just let's go ahead and look at it here. Let's just go ahead. So we have a condition type already, BSB, right? We have a condition type BSB already. So let's just note that. Just note that. Then we have access sequence. Now under this, before I go to this place, let me so that you understand what is access sequence. So this BSB, now let me go back. BSB, that's base amount. If you double click it, it was different. You can create any new one for yourself, but I do not need to create any new one. So I'll just use this BSB. But if I double click in it, you see some of the setups that have been done inside. We have condition class A, B, K, what have you that have been done in the system. And you have access sequence. Normally, you should have an access sequence like MWST. Let me see if we have it. So let me find that. We have MWST. Sorry. Look at task classification. This is what should be mapped on this. Let me close this. We should put this here, right? But I wouldn't do anything much here. But this is what should be mapped here. This is what should be mapped here. But first, let me check something again. Let me check something. You will see. Okay, let me just leave this MWS. Let me see if we have MWVS. Oh, sorry. BSB should not have anything on that ground. BSB. So this BSB, nothing. You should not have nothing here. Let me leave this. You should let me come here. You should not have anything here for BSB. So you should just have this setup is already defined by the system. You should not have anything. Let me just save it back. Let me save it so that you like I've done a wrong setup in the system. So BSB is, let me not do anything. Let me just leave it. So don't put anything here. Just all the setup that is required for BSB. It's a default. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to make any changes here. Just look at the setups that has been done here and do nothing. So we'll go back. So now there's something called MWAS too. MWS. If I'm correct. Now this is output tax. It's a condition type for output tax has been done. Condition type for output tax is here already. Is there in the system already. We do not really need to do anything again. The condition type is already here. If you double click inside, then that's where you now be seeing the access sequence. MWST, which is task classification. All these things has meaning. You do not need to do anything here, right? You do not need to do anything here. Same thing goes to MVAS. Same thing goes to MVAS. I will explain details of what this thing is. MVAS. Am I correct? MWAS, I guess. MWAS. Let's see. Output tax. MWVS. Is that? Let's see. I mean input tax. MWVS. Okay, yeah, good. MWVS, yeah, input tax. As you can see, it is input tax. So you don't really need to do anything on this particular. You see, taxes percentage. All these things are default setting. You don't really need to do anything here. So this MWST is task classification, which is the access sequence. So you can see the format. You need to define a procedure. Data was changed. Change the first. Save the change first is no. I remember what he was trying to tell me now is that I put AMWST on the BSB, so I don't want to save it. So I'll just click no. Save the change first. No. Data was changed. Save the change first. No. I'm not saving anything. I'm not saving anything. So I'll go back and also check so that we don't go ahead and have some wrong thing in the system. So I just want to check again. I just want to check BSB again. I just want to be sure that nothing has been selected correct. This is fine. So let me just go back. So the asset sequence now, the AMWST, so you can see the format. You define the procedure, then you define asset sequence first, then you now come to define the condition type and assign. So the steps is one, asset sequence. Second, condition type, because inside condition type you put the access sequence you have defined into it. But we do not need to do anything here because they are by default you will see those things you are supposed to use. But sometimes the business may have a specific uh, transaction. You can see caution, the table is cross client. Yes, it is cross client because it is across all the entire module. So you need to be very careful with it here. You do not need to do anything here. So I just click on position to look for that access sequence MWST. Click inside, look at this class classification view. Is it? You could check the access 6. So look at all the definitions that have been done in the system already. You could come to the field and check, go inside. You could select this and check any of the field. Yeah. So, but these are defaults by system. A lot of things has been done in the system by SAP already. You don't really need to do anything on this. You don't really need to do anything on this. So, like I said, the format is first you define access sequence. Then the next thing you do define condition type. Where you have BSB, you have MWS and MVAS, right? That we have shown ourselves. Then we come back to define procedure, which we have also defined. You can see the steps. You define procedure. But now there is something we need to also do. Now, after you define your procedure, you select this your procedure and click on control data. You click on control data. Now, there are things you need to do under this control data. Yeah, and that's what we'll just show ourselves now. You see all those sequence you have done, all those sequence condition type you have done. This is where you now map all of them. So I'll click on new entry here. I'll click on new entry. Then I'll put a steps here. You can put 10, you can put 1, you can put 2, but I'll put 100. I'll put 100. Then I'll come to this place. This is condition type. The condition type we have created. What are the condition type we created? We have BASB. Remember, BASB. I'll just click enter on the keyboard. You can see the amount has come. The description has come. BASB, right? Then the next one we'll do is we'll now say 110. We'll say let's say MWAS. Remember MWAS. MWAS is output tax. Then we'll say 120. And 120 you can say MWVS, right? We'll click enter and input that. These are the conditions that have been created. And remember, the first thing that needs to be done is the access sequence. After the access sequence, then you now go to the condition type because you map the access sequence in the condition type. Then the last thing you now go is the calculation procedure. Then when you now define your calculation procedure, you select the calculation procedure and click on control data to do this. Now, this is very important because why this? Let me continue so that you just when we get there we'll explain better so that you'll be able to see the system and understand what we are saying. So now this MWVS, which is output tax, is subject to what the base amount. That's what this thing is. We'll just say 100. This 100 is what is the steps. This 100 is the steps. The 100 is the steps. So you just put 100. This is also subject to what this tax. That's what anything you define here. You'll be seeing it. But I'll get there. I'll get there so that you understand again properly. So you come to this place, this account key. Now, account key, you can define new thing for yourself for account key. But I'm not really defining any new thing. I'm using what has been defined in the system before. I'll just use what the account key that is in the system. So I'll come to this place, this output tax. Output tax, I'll put MWS. Let me go inside so that you see what I'm talking about. Account key. Account key. I'll show you where we do that. I'll just find here. There are a lot of account key. But I'll just find which one. MWS. So it has seen one. Output tax. Because what? I'm mapping it to the what? To the output tax. I'll put this MWS here. This place I'll put VST because VST is the general or default input VAT account key. VST is sorry. VST. There's C1, so I'll click on it. Then I'll double it. So it's the default setting for what they call, and you can see I'm mapping it to the input VAT, right? Mapping it to the input VAT. So I'll just click enter, then I'll save. I'll save it now. I'll save it to my company. Then we are fine now. This setup is a very, very important setup. If you don't do this, I'll show you where this place link up to. I'll show you where. So we are through with this now. We are fine with this now. So we can go back. These are the setups that are very, very required. Please let me update the Excel sheet. Let's update our Excel sheet. Sorry. No, sorry. So what are the things we need to do under these are under global settings. They are under global settings. So let's do that. So one is what um, we define. Let's check calculation procedure. No, we define access sequence. We will not really define. Just note access sequence. I think it's access sequence. Like MWST. Then note condition type like ESB, MWES, like MWVS, if I'm correct. Yeah, MWVS is input tax, and now this is output tax, and this is the base amount. So that's what we need to do. And after condition type, then we now do calculation procedure. Calculation procedure. Calculation procedure, and assign calculation procedure to control data. Then assign calculation procedure procedure to country ng. Yeah. So these are the things we've done. So I don't want us to forget it, and that's why I noted that. I'll share the Excel sheets at the end of the day. So we have assigned now the what's it called account key. The account key. This is where to see the account key. The Let me go back again so that I'll show you again so that you understand what we're saying. Let me go back. I'll just quickly check tax ng. Oh shit! What is this? Wait. Hold on. I mean calculation procedure. Sorry. Define procedure. I just want to quickly show you this so that you understand it once and for tax ng under control data here. You see this account key. This account key is what I want to show you now. This end of VS and VST. And we say VST is what input tax. So I'll just go back. I'm going back now to show you the key now. So where do we define it? This is where you define that check and change setting for tax processing. Check for tax processing. So you just go inside now. VST, this is where you can define that. Should in case the business wants you to do a new setup, so just know the path and follow it promptly or correctly. So I'll just click on position and I'll find VST, which is input. So look at input tax. You can see they have been defined already, right? So I do not need to do anything here. I'm just showing you. But let's look at something here. Under this VST, if you define it, there are some parameters that need to be checked. So look at, we said when you are defining it, you put VST, you put description, input tax, you say input tax, then you said tax type, you say it's input tax, right? Is it deductible or not deductible? This is where you check. This one is not deductible, and that's why we did not check it. If you check this non-deductible, it means that by the time you are using this tax code, these tax processes or tax key, the VAT or whatever will not be deducted. Yeah. This one again, we are selecting three. Three means distribute the relevant expenses revenue item. I'll change this thing to two so that I'll just demonstrate something for you. I'll change it to two and I'll save it. What I mean is separate to line item. I'm saying the VAT amount should be separated to a line item, not distributed across board. So I'll show you everything here. I'll show you everything. But before then, let me just go ahead and I'll come back to this place. Then now we are done with the basic settings. We need to go to calculations. Calculations now we need to define task code for sales and purchases. So I'll click inside. It will ask me for my country. I'll say NG because it's a client team. So I'll say V1. I'll say V1. I'll go inside. What is V1? I'll say input Uh, I'll say 7.5 because 7.5 is our VAT in Nigeria. So 7.5 VAT. Input VAT. Let me say input VAT. Input VAT. 7.5 input VAT. Let me say 7.5%. Percentage here. Percentage input VAT. Tax type. It's asking me for tax type. It is input VAT. I'll just select input VAT. Input VAT V. Input VAT. Now, this I'm fine. I'll just click enter on my keyboard and it will bring me to this place. Now, it's asking me what percentage. Look at this parameter here. Does it sound like something you've seen before? Yes. We talked about the what we did under the control data. Under the control data, what we have done, the setup we have done is what we are seeing here. You have BASB, right? And we have MWS, MBS. These are the three parameters. These are the three things we did under calculation procedure and condition type. You can reverse back to see the video. So that's what we have done, and that's why you are seeing this thing now. The setup we have done is this. If you have more than 7 line item setup, you will see it here. If you have 7 line item setup, you see it, and that's what you are seeing here. But here now, I need to put the percentage that I want the tax to take. So I'll just put 7.5, and I click enter on my keyboard, and it will be fine. So, and you can see the level. I say 100, 110. If you go back to the video, you understand what we have done here. I'll just click on save. I'll click on save. So I'm saving it now, and it has saved. I can also create another one. Let's say I0. I0 is non-deductible tax that I don't want you guys to deduct anything. I0. Let me just I think I0 no, let me just say non-deductible table input VAT. So I'll just put V, which is V actually. So I will not put anything here. I could put 0 here, but I will not put anything. I could say 0 and I'll save it. And I've saved it. So I think this is fine for input VAT. I think this is fine for it. I can also do for output. I'll say output VAT 07. I'll click inside. I'll say 7.5% output VAT. You see where you see all this thing now. You see it output VAT. Then I'll go inside and put the tax type, which is output. I'll put output. I'll click enter, and then I'll put 7.5 for output tax, and I'll save it. I've saved it. So, and I'll also do non-deductible 00 0 non-deductible. Let me see 0 0. I'll just say non-deductible. I'll just say output instead of input. Output VAT. I think I'm fine here. I'll pick A because A is output. I'll not put anything here. I'll save it. I'm fine now. So let me show you where you see this thing now under your invoicing. Before now you were not seeing anything. Look at nothing is showing. Now we'll try again and you should be able to see it. We are here now. So look at this is what we just defined now. V1 7.5 input VAT output non deductible. These are what we just defined now. You can see it here now. You can see we are fine. This is subject to the country because you'll be seeing it as a country thing. It's a country thing actually. It's not a company code specific. It's a country thing, and we have defined that. So, so this is how to put that. Now, the next thing is that if you select the 7.5 input VAT, the entry must go somewhere, right? Let me show you something on Excel. So what we check and change setting for progress. So the next thing, let me get all these things down. So define task code, which we just did. So there's something. Okay, let me show you something on Excel. So when you are defining, let's assume you want to post a vendor entry. So you have credited credited vendor. Let's say credit vendor with let's say 100. Let's even do something 100. Input VAT is let's say 100 is the gross. Let's say divided by 1.075. Okay. I want to show you something. Let's say you have a contract of, or you have, so let's say you have a business and you are purchasing something for a vendor which is 93.02 naira. The gross will be 100 because this times 0.075, which is 75% is this. So this plus this will be the gross. So let me go back and show you base amount. This is the base amount now. Base amount. Let me expand this. Now this is the VAT, 7.5%, and this is the gross amount. This is what you see on every invoice, right? Remember, if you go buy something on in HMedis, this is what you should see. Now, this is what the various levels should be, right? If you take this now, it should be 0, or it should be 200. Okay, no. So this is what it should be here. This plus this should be, this is what you should be seeing on every invoice. So that's what we just demonstrate now, right? That's what we just demonstrate. So we'll go back to but now if you are posting, this amount will go to the what? The vendor. This will be a credit to the vendor, which is, let me, you go to the vendor, it will go to the vendor. This amount will go to the vendor. This one will go to the vendor. This will go to the what? The VAT account GL. It's go to the VAT GL, and this will go to what? This will go to the no. This will go to the cost. This will go to the cost. This will go to the VAT. This will go to um. This will go to the vendor. I hope I'm correct here. Vendor. So, and this will go to the cost, because normally when you are posting an invoice, what happens is a debit to the cost, a debit to the cost, a debit to the cost, and what? A credit to the vendor. However, a credit to the vendor. However, this vendor has a portion of VAT, right? It has a portion of VAT, and that's what we'll just show you now. So, but it needs to define an account where the VAT element, the VAT portion will go. So, now we've done, I think we're done with this part. What we just need to do is to talk about postings. How do we want the posting to go? Define task account for postings. So, we look for an account. So, we look for the transaction. The transaction is, now this transaction, mind you, it is the VST. I'll type it now, VST. Remember, VST, VST. That VST, that's account key is what you will look for here. So you select it, which is simply VAT. You put your 4050, which is debit credit. That's the post the rules. That's the rules actually. The rule you want. How do now? That's the posting key you want on. So what's the rule? Now this is the chart of accounts. And you need to look for your chart of accounts, which is my chart of accounts is AD00. So I need to create a new one. I need to create a chart of account. So what rule do I want? I will just click new entry, and I'll put my chart of account, which is AD00, right? So how do I want the task code to show? I will show you everything now. Do I want task code to show? Yes, I see task code. I do not want country actually. I do not really want country, but I could also select country. These are the rules that I want here. I want, by the time I get to the account, by the time I can come to this account, I want to put task code. I want to see the task code, and I want to see the country. And that's what this thing means. I'll click enter on my keyboard. I'll select this, and I'll click on account. So, and I'll click new entry. Look at what I'm saying now. The task and country are showing. Task and country. That's the rule I've created actually. That's the rule I created. I said I want to see the task code and I want to see the country. And if I come to, that's the rule I created actually. I could deselect the rule so you understand what I'm saying. But I think you understand. I believe you understand. So I'll just select this again. So I'll click new entry, and I'll put the task code. So the task code is V1 because I've created it already. And the country, uh, you can see the country is NG. I'll put country. Now the GL. I've not created a GL for VAT. So which I need to create. Now VAT, where do we create VAT? You can see there's no GL for VAT. I'll quickly create one. Where do we create VAT? VAT, that's input VAT FS00. The input VAT is what? Every VAT is FS00. Every tax is a liability. Every taxes is a liability. However, your input VAT, sometimes your input VAT should be created under your assets. Should be created under your asset. Reason being that I don't want to go to account entry now. Let me just uh, let me create let me create one. I'll just one for 007 or 10. Let me see. Should be my input VAT for 10. So I'll put balance sheets and I'll put asset because then I'll say input VAT. Okay, input VAT. Input VAT. Good. I have input VAT now. then I'll select tax category. I will just say it should be star. It should allow all taxes. I'll just say star. All taxes type allowed. I think I'm fine. I'll come to this place and I'll put general. I'll put if status group general. General data. Yeah, I'll save it. So I'll just go ahead and save. So I'll come back here now and look for my input VAT. And I'll look at and I'll just put my input VAT and I'll save it. I only do for this one. And I'll click enter and then I'll click on save, Ctrl S, and I'll save it. Now, whenever I'm posting anything VAT element, it will come to this account. That's what this thing is. So let me go back to this. Then let me go back. I need to start again. Maybe 16 to start again. Okay, I'll just put testing, taxes, testing. Okay, so I'll just put here amount. I'll say I don't know what we did here is 100, right? 100. I'll just put 100. Then I'll take VAT. That's 7.5, right? As you can see. What's happening? I'll put VAT. Then I'll put a transport GL. Let me put this. Then I'll put 100 as well. Now, account is not relevant for tax code, so it will be ignored. So it is not relevant. What this error is saying that this account GL, this GL is not relevant for tax code. So I have to go and do that under FS00 and ensure that it is tax relevant, right? This is tax relevant. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. 611. Yeah. Sorry. It's this one. So I'll need to just come back. I'll click on this pencil here to edit it. Click the pencil to edit, then I'll come to this place and assign the tax category. I want it to be relevant for all taxes, so I'll say all taxes types allowed. I'll save it. I've saved it, and then if I come back to this place, it should not tell me tax is not relevant. You can see it's fine now. You can see it's fine. So now, if I simulate now, what system JLAC requires a valid tax code? Okay, I'll save V1 because that's the tax code I want. I'll go ahead, continue. So it is not calculating tax, and note it is not calculators. Reason being that I have not selected calculators, right? And that's why it's not calculating. You have to select this calculate tax, click enter, and so it would calculate the tax. I'll simulate again. I'll click enter. Look at what we have said now. Look at it has created a line item where the tax should go. It has created a line item where the tax should go. So 100 is going to ICO and 93 is going to Mill Entertainment. Then the VAT portion is going to this place. If you go to the Excel now, is that not the same thing we just did? 100, 6.98, 6.98. You can see everything is calculating fine. 93.08, 93.08, right? The cost. So this is, so I think we were wrong here. I think this, the amount, I think the gross amount will be ICO. We're correct, I guess. Yeah, we're correct. Fine. Okay, it's just that we did not. Sorry, we're correct. So the vendor, you can see the vendor credits 100 is going to the vendor, which is gross amount. But this cost now, these two are costs for the company here. So this other thing, like you get, I'm sure you understand. I don't, the video is becoming lengthy, lengthy. So you understand. So this amount now, this is the separation actually. So this amount will go to the VAT. This 0.98 which go, so which means our calculation is fine. Our calculation is fine here. Our MP VAT is calculating properly. 7.5 on 100 is calculated properly as per Excel. Everything is fine. So we can go ahead and post. You can see because we already selected 40/50 when we are doing our taxes, and that's why. I'm not sure I have. Okay, now this is it. We said 40/50. If I go back to the rule, now not even this rule now, the posting key. Yeah, the posting key. Look at we say 40/50, right? And you should understand how these things are connected, how these things are linked, how the input VAT, what are the taxes, and this. You need to look at this video like 2-3 times so that you understand it properly, please. I've explained a lot of things on this video, and so you should get it right on. So if I go ahead and post this entry, I'm sure it should post, but because of this issue of ABAP thing, I'm not sure it will be able to post this entry. I'm not sure. So I'll just go back one leg again. Let me see. So let me just click on post and see if it will go through. Error message. So what's the error message? I think we have an error. Let's look at the error messages. Error message here is this error log. Okay, let's go back and see the error log. Let's see the error log. Zero balance. So what's the error? But in actual sense, I think this is pointing to that uh, body. But if I see anything, I'll let you know. But I'm sure this we are fine. It's showing green here. So let me again go inside and see something. Error still exists. Let me see this error log. See error log. Item 03 must be corrected. Okay, fine. I know why this thing is coming on. Well, so if you want to see error sometime, you find where you see a tab called error log, so you'll be able to see. Now look at what it says. It said item 003. That's the line item must be corrected. So we need to go to this item, which is input VAT. What is the issue? The input VAT is requesting for a text. So we put a text. So you can see a text is a mandatory field under that. So we just need to put a test. Let's say test. Testing taxes. And that's the error log that it was saying to us. So I think we're fine now. You can see the posting tab has come up, but then it was not coming up. But because of the error, I think it has come up. But if I post, I think that body or the above issues should not come up. I hope it goes successfully. I hope it goes successfully. If it doesn't, then again, program terminated. I think it's the above issues. So we'll rectify this. We'll rectify this. But this is how to set up taxes, especially for inputs, taxes on purchases and sales, right? Next video we will be talking about withholding tax, that is extended withholding tax. I'll tell you what's the functionality of that withholding tax and what have you. So thank you very much for this video. Thank you very much.